Beyond Skyrim is a collaboration between several modding teams working on multiple provinces of Tamriel. These mod projects are based on the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim engine. Some interesting projects include Beyond Skyrim Cyrodiil, which is set in the province of Cyrodiil, which was part of Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. Beyond Skyrim Iliac Bay, set in the provinces of High Rock and Hammerfell, which were last featured in the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall. Beyond Skyrim Elsewhere and Beyond Skyrim Argonia are set in Elsewhere and Blackmarsh provinces of Tamriel, which have never been featured in any Elder Scrolls games. Finally, we have Beyond Skyrim Morrowind, which is set in the province of Morrowind, which was part of the Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. All of these projects are set in the 4th era, during the events of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and will be using the engine of that game. For those who don't know, there is another modding project currently in development called Skyrim. This is a recreation of Elder Scrolls II Morrowind, also developed using the Skyrim engine. But the setting of Skyrim is in 3E427, 3rd era, while the setting of Beyond Skyrim Morrowind will be in 4E201, that is the 4th era. I hope that clears any confusion in your mind on the various massive modding projects that are happening with the Skyrim engine. The Beyond Skyrim website says this about the project.
Venture to the alien lands of Tamriel's far east in Beyond Skyrim, Morrowind. Explore the home of the Dunmer centuries after the cataclysmic Red Year, embroil yourself in the tenuous politics of the great houses, revisit the strange and intricate cultures of the Dunmer and Betmer who call this land home, or uncover secrets long thought forgotten beneath the ash.
For me, the Morrowind project is the most interesting because of the lore and history of the province as experienced when playing the Elder Scrolls II Morrowind. I just can't wait to experience the nostalgia when exploring Vvardenfell, the mainland, and the Northern Islands. We all know that the Dunmer people have been cursed and have suffered a lot throughout their history. They live in a province with an active volcano. They were cursed by the Daedric prince Azura, which turned the color of their skin grey and their eyes red. They endured the blight from Dagoth-Ur. They suffered immensely when Bardau hit Vivec City and devastated Vvardenfell. They had to go through a period of soul searching when they realized the gods they believed in were false gods. The Dunmer people have been through a lot. I would be very interested in knowing about the psyche of the Dunmer people in the 4th era. What are their dreams and aspirations as a society? How do they view themselves compared to citizens of other provinces of Tamriel? How do they view outlanders in the 4th era? I think there are very interesting stories to explore here. It has been nearly 200 years since the Red Year, which triggered a series of natural disasters that devastated Vvardenfell. I would be curious to know if the province of Morrowind has recovered from the events of the Red Year. I definitely know for a fact that I will also feel depressed when I visit Vivec City. Gone are the magical cantons, the palace, and the Ministry of Truth. All we see is a perfectly circular crater of water where the city and the surrounding area used to be. I also assume most of Morrowind's land has been strangled by continuous ash deposits. The once green grazelands of Vvardenfell, West Cache, and the Bitter Coast regions may be ash covered. The team has a lot of potential to use this bleak setting for some interesting narratives and quests. The Tribunal Temple was part of the Dunmer people's religion for thousands of years. The eventual fall of the Tribunal Temple in 4E05 forced the Dunmer people to go through a period of soul searching when they realized that their gods had left them. The new temple returned to the original Dunmer faith, the worship of their ancestors and the three good Daedra, Azura, Mephala, and Boethia. I would be very interested to see if the Dunmer people have accepted the new temple as their main religion. Do we have cults that still worship the tribunal? Have some Dunmer people taken to the worship of the imperial pantheon of divines? I would love to see multiple religious factions here, each having their own quest lines that affect the world. I just hope the Beyond Skyrim team does not ignore religion and cults. We know that the House Redoran became the imminent power in mainland Morrowind when the Dunmer began the process of rebuilding the province. We also know that Morrowind has ceased to be considered a territory of the Third Empire by 4E48. If House Redoran is ruling Morrowind in the Fourth Era from the capital of Blacklight, how are the other great houses faring? Has House Lalu fallen into obscurity given that they were friendly with Empire? What about the great house of Telvanni Wizards? I would also be interested to know about the relationship between Morrowind and the Imperial Empire, and the relationship between Morrowind and the Third Almeri Dominion. The potential for political intrigue is immense here. The New North is the team's first pre-release. This would be similar to what the Beyond Skyrim Citadel team did with Bruma, their first pre-release that is already out. The trailer spoke about Reavers, Nords and Dark creatures all taking on House Redoran. All of these factions are vying for the control of Olenveld, Sugarad Islands and Shlan Ladori. Beyond Skyrim Morrowind, the New North pre-release may be out this year 2024 or 2025, and I cannot wait to play it. I just looked at the map of Morrowind, Varenfell and the Northern Islands. The total in-game playable area of Beyond Skyrim Morrowind is 22.68 square kilometers compared to the 16.2 square kilometer area of Skyrim's map. There's definitely more land to cover here. The New North Islands have a playable area of 0.84 square kilometer, which is compared to the area of Solstam Island in the Elder Scrolls V. If the team releases the New North pre-release DLC this year or in 2025, then I would say the entire project may get released by around 2030. Looking at the current pace of development and considering the amount of playable area that has to be developed, that is a lot of work for a group of volunteers. Once the Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, will these volunteers have the same motivation to work on the creation kit of the Skyrim engine? I'm just blown away by the dedication of these teams of passionate volunteers who are giving hundreds of hours of their lives and are not incentivized by money or fame. Everything is being done for the love of the Elder Scrolls and with the spirit of modding and community at the core of it all. I just want to wish the team the best and may the divines watch over them.